Good morning, I am Joella Sabaluma, Best HM2B, and I will be reporting Chapter 12, Organization for Office Management and Business Research. Objectives: to briefly understand what is Organization for Office Management and Business Research at all, to explain the functions of Organization for Office Management and Business Research, and to differentiate the Organization for Office Management and Business Research. Office Management and Services. Office work constitutes an important segment of a modern enterprise. Office management is concerned with the direction and supervision of office work. Office work includes the recording of transactions as well as the results thereof, writing and answering letters, filling papers, typewriting, messenger working, computing, and relative activities. Effectively handling of office work is basic to efficient management. Office management is therefore basically concerned with the overall direction of clerical activities as distinguished from such activities as finance, manufacturing, sales, personnel, and purchasing. The growing importance of office management is apparent in the big increase registered by office employees as compared to non-office employees. The so-called white-collar workers are increasing percentage-wise at a rate faster than blue-collar workers. In the Philippines, traditional psychology makes employees prefer white-collar jobs even when blue-collar jobs are more remunerative. While office management is not yet a professional like accounting, nor a fixed and a major function like sales or production, it is nevertheless growing in importance. Who is responsible for office management and services? The office management function may be specialized through the appointment of an office manager. If the company is an office manager, he therefore will be responsible for the efficient execution of office management and services. The office managers must have a general knowledge of every major part of the enterprise and a very intimate knowledge of some portions. He must solve problems involving practical every activity of the enterprise. He must possess a genuine insight and ability in managerial work. The manager may have an assistant to whom he has assigns as responsibility, but the basic command and contract are vested in him. In companies that have no office manager, the responsibility for the office management and services may be delegated to the administrative assessment. Assigning these responsibilities to various department heads of the enterprise has been experienced not effective. Sometimes office management is handled by the assistant secretary, the chief accountant, or some other executive. The comptroller is sometimes charged with more than a course and is given supervision over office activities. In banks, insurance companies, and financial institutions, the office manager may report directly to the president or the major vice president. The place of an office management is also dependent on size, on the nature of the business, and on the philosophy of top management. There seems no point in specializing the office function in a firm. The small office is inclined to be informal. In a bigger enterprise, however, scheduling and records management may get out of hand if not handled by a separate department. Manufacturing established would have a different office set up from an insurance company. The philosophy of top management as regards centralizing or decentralizing the office function will affect organization. So would the availability of office space and personnel, the extent of communications facilities, the traditions or customs in the industry itself. Office management is not only a facilitating function, it is also an important center of coordination. The office manager is a good executive and supervisor who is expert in clerical details and office procedures. At the same time, he must realize that records and all the things he deals with are only means to facilitate executive control and to promote the smooth functioning of the productive functions. Importance of office work. The importance of office work may be stated as follows. First, office work is facilitating function. It is the essential medium through which the various activities of an enterprise are fused together. It is the lifeblood of any modern enterprise. Second, office services are the basis of the entire managerial activities of planning, coordinating, directing, and controlling. Facts and information are necessary for intelligent planning. The data involves separate records which in turn involves office tasks. The integration of decisions and actions implied in coordination requires the exchange of information and interaction and adequate communications between members of management. Finally, all activities involved necessitate the full coordination of the office. The third is the technical and individual work of practical every department of the enterprise is implemented by the office function. For instance, the credit department cannot operate successfully without the records of the creditors. as to amounts and dates are due, list applicant accounts, credit history or customers, and quantity of correspondence. This again emphasizes the importance of office work. Office system. Office system is the term applied to the way office work is organized. Each office has its system of filing, making records, writing letters, computing, and so on. Office system in a well-organized business is made up to carefully laid out routines or established ways of doing work. As a matter of fact, there is a routine for performing every kind of office work, and all office work must be go through to establish routines. Every similar piece of work must undergo similar process through the same steps in the same way. In setting up a system, an issue that frequently crops up is the extent to which a certain office function should be decentralized. What worker activities should be centralized and what should be centralized. The advocates of centralization argue that centralization enables flexibility in the use of clinical personnel. An example of centralization would be a stenotyping pool. Instead of having separate typists and stenographers for each unit, section, or supervisor in a firm, all typists and stenographers would be concentrated in one pool and their services gives where the need exists. Centralization lessens the cost of supervision and enables line executives to pay greater attention to their specific tasks without worrying too much about office details. Specialization is fostered. Reduction in a simple job like handling an addressograph machine or a memographic machine can be tremendously increased if the person handling it is a specialist and does not have to take dictation, type, or file records at the same time. Training is also easier in a centralized office. Wage administrative incentive payments and performance checks are also better affected. Centralization may, however, be overdone. The office manager may be so concerned with his department that he forgets his main job to facilitate the work of the other departments. Confidentially, matters may leak out, irritating problems concerning minor changes and correction in correspondence, frequent consultations of certain records, priorities in handling of paperwork, and red tape may hamper operations. It is the job of top management to determine where centralization is good and to what extent it should be applied. Certain office work like mail, reception of clerks, messengerial services, duplicating services, filing, computing, record management, library services, routine correspondence, and communications should, to a certain extent, to be centralized. Record keeping. Records of purchases and sales of all activities and the place where these records are made, and it is probably the most important work of the office. In large offices, these records are kept by the accounting officer at that he is being track of all the accounts and the money received, paid, or owned. The same department further hand the function of recording, tabulating, and the reporting of the results of all reactions. The reports prepare show the past success or failures and help to determine the future activities of the company. In the conduct of business, there is always the existence of correspondence, letters received and letters sent out. In large offices, several persons may be assigned to handle correspondence, which, after having been answered, must be filled accordingly. They must be easily located for reference. In record keeping, system is very important. Records must be simple. To meet the task of simplicity, a record should be sufficient to meet requirements, but no more. They should not exceed the requirements for which they are prepared. Records should be accurate. They should not contain errors. Records should be economical. In the same instances, the cost of preparing and maintaining records may be more than the economy they were supposed to bring about. Records should be useful. Unnecessary records have no place in a business. The uses of records are primarily for formulation of plans and the evaluation of performance. Records are also necessary to meet the requirements of government agencies. Even one sanitary store has to maintain a simple record of purchases and sales. Big corporations require the services of accountants, auditors, and lawyers to help them meet government requirements. Records are necessary as tools of control. In the preparation of reports and plans, records are resorted to. When executives compare the company's performance over different periods of time or the performance of departments and branches, records are necessary. Records keeping may be classified as to whether it is centralized or decentralized, or classification may be according to the method used locating items that are filled. Those it may be alphabetical with subject headings, arranged according to how they were appear alphabet. This method may be appropriate for small firms but becomes unwieldy and cumbersome in big establishments. Records keeping may be geographical. All the items in one geographic area are filled together with subfilling according to subject, but be or alphabetical heading. It may be numerical, in which case an index is first prepared to correlate the number with the alphabetical headings. It may be according to subject matter, but the need for an alphabetic index is apparent. An efficient method would of course be chronological filling, where papers are put on one on top of another in the same sequence of their arrival. Another method of classifying records would be according to equipment used in keeping them. The most common would be desk drawing files or steel wooden filing cabinets. The use of loose leaf binders, declared files, and visible index files is now mandatory in most offices. Microfilming is also becoming common. Big industries install electronic data processing systems to record the transactions in electronic tape. An important kind of record is the report. The part may be or to meet the needs of the annual report. The balance sheet and the financial statement are administrative reports. Periodic department parts are prepared by the various departments to outline their performance. The sales manager would prepare a periodic report for his department based on the periodic reports of the branches and sales units under him. Special reports are prepared from time to time to tell of new products, new methods, new processes, or mention or similar information. These reports may be prepared in narrative, accounting, or statistical form, or they may be a composite of all three types of preparing a report. Office layout. The job of office management with respect to the office layout consists of the determination of space requirements and their utilization to provide practical arrangement of physical factors. The arrangement of office equipment may be functional. Those all typing would be in one section. All mailing would be in another and all records in a fixed place. Arrangement may be according to the flow of work, either the flow of papers or the flow of persons handling office activity. If the office is arranged according to the flow of work, that flow should be procedural, straight, and convenient. Environmental conditions such as light, temperature, and noise control may also determine the office layout. Quite often, office layout is based on personal preferences and not any system or scientific reason. Increasing use of office machines. The increasing use of machines in offices enable the solution of certain office managerial problems and the lowering of office cost. This means that those offices which previously used few machines in office management are now using more, while those offices that have always used machines are finding better or improved ways of using the machines already available. For instance, typewriters and other machines have been electrified. Calculating and duplicating devices have been simplified and speeded up. Dictating and transcribing machines have been perfected and made easy to handle. Various counting machines to produce necessary records in operations are widely used in big business concerns. The net result of the increasing use of office machines have been to increase the quantity and quality of the office performance. Aside from typing, calculating, duplicating, dictating, transcribing, and accounting machines, many companies also use microfilming, addressing, folding, stamping, and mailing, sorting, baling, and tabulating machines. Each of these functions may be handled by different kinds of machines. For instance, duplicating may be mimeographing, blueprinting, lithography, or photocopying. Office services. As earlier stated, services are for the purpose of helping other departments of the business to facilitate their work to better advantage. Communication, for instance, is necessary between individuals, between departments, and with those outside of the company. Some of the facilitating office services that may be summarized are: first, handling of papers. Incoming letters are received, opened, and sorted and distributed. Outgoing letters are folded, enclosed, and mailed. Mailing is an important service as it definitely facilitates communication. Second, preparation of communication. Letters have to be dictated and transcribed. Receiving dictation is a service as it is a facilitating activity. It may be accomplished through machine dictating and transcription, telephone dictation, the use of dictograph or other devices. Third, centralized correspondence practice. This is also a way of rendering office service, since it facilitates communication by more adequately and promptly answering letters. Fourth, conservation. Letters and papers must be preserved. They are sources of past and present information and guides in the future. Efficient filling is very essential in preserving this office product as it facilitates the finding of the desired papers needed by the various departments of the business. Fifth, procurement. Storing and distribution of office stationery, and forms and supplies. These materials are needed to carry and facilitates the work of everyone in the office. 6. Maintenance of first aid unit. This is an office service because it facilitates the taking care of accidents or sudden illness which may become serious if not attended to promptly. 7. Employee service. These services facilitate the effort of the employees more or less in their own behalf and may include an office library, office cafeteria, risk facilities, and other services mentioned in the chapter on organization of personnel. Office management problems. Modern business is making greater and greater demands upon office work and services. Nowadays, with business operating in high speed, a well-managed office is recognized as an almost indispensable aid to effective management of business. On a large scale, scientific methods are being applied in the performance of office work in order to establish standards of output, quality, and pay. Standardization of office work and office methods has made rapid strides. Office activities have developed rapidly with the expansion of business. There is necessity for collecting information and for effective control through records, correspondence, and routines. Functions of accounting. From the standpoint of office management, the main function of accounting is keeping the management informed about the operation of the whole business by collecting pertinent information and presenting the same to those who are responsible for the conduct of the business. Subsidiary to the main function is the recording function. In this case, the accountant makes available for immediate or future reference the facts about business. The accounting department is one of the most important departments of every business, whether large or small, since accurate and up-to-date records of business transactions may a sound basis for all business judgment. Office Accounting Organization. In charge of the accounting department is the chief accountant, who is responsible usually to the comptroller, the treasurer, even the general manager. The number of people in the accounting department depends, of course, upon the size of the company and the amount of business it does. A. Robinson Business Organization and Practice shows a typical structural organization of an accounting department of a regular business concern. We can see the different function division, such as physical facilities, services and practices divisions, and office personnel division. Each division, in turn, is composed of different sections or subsections, all carrying out the facilitating functions of the accounting department of the whole business enterprise. Records. The accounting department prepares records which show how much money is received and paid out, who owe the company, as well as those whom the company is indebted and for how much. From the records, it could be determined how much business the company has made for this year and the corresponding costs and so on. From these records, reports are prepared for the management, indicating whether the business is making a headway, is at a standstill, or is going backward. Reports must indicate the weak and strong spots so that the steps could be taken to strengthen the former at once. The accounting department also prepares reports for the different department heads, showing the individual performance of each department as well as the departmental costs, in which case the department heads can watch the standing of their departments and check their progress. Business research. For business to succeed, its operations must be based on the accurate knowledge of facts. The decision of a business must, as far as is practicable, be based on facts and not on mere guesses or beliefs as to what the facts may be. This is the function of business research, to methodically and scientifically ascertain all facts that may have a bearing in the business. Together with research is the function of forecasting. Business is also premised on the knowledge that consumer desires and opinions are possible of approximating or estimating with reasonable certainty. Manufacturers want data on the market potentials of their products. What is the potential size of the market? And there are any factors of geography, season, habits of consumers, competition, laws, and channels of distribution that must considered. Research is also necessary in product development, in the formulation of marketing plans, in the choice of advertising and sales promotion, and the extent of capital investments. Business research is also availed of by investors who may want to help start a factory, a marketing firm, or other business establishment. While the aim of research is to get facts, it does not limit itself to facts. Estimates, opinions, and even information may guide decision-making by management. Research may be either commercial or technical. Commercial research is mainly involved with consumer tastes and desires. It ascertains the trends in buying habits, the impact of sales promotion and advertising, and the quantities and qualities of a good or services which must be achieved. Technical research is concerned with studies on how a product or its parts, equipments, processes, and methods may be developed and improved. Research may also be empirical if it relies heavily on past experiences to determine future trends, or it may be used scientific methodology to establish causal relationships. Tools of research have been developed to meet the increasing needs of business forecasting. The use of mathematical theory or of random sampling or business statistics, the science of probability is fast increasing. Interviews, questionnaires, and field surveys by highly skilled interviewers and analysts is now quite common. Business research must be systematic and scientific. It is the task of management to use it wisely and effectively if it's to yield maximum good. And I will end my report by saying, when we learn how to work together versus against each other, things might start getting better. That's all. Thank you and God bless you.